Hello and welcome to the Daily Forex Report for December 5th. We are looking at the U.S. Japanese yen pair first. This pair rocketed to the downside on Friday, did close lower. Biased is starting, or movement is starting to move sideways. Biased is sideways still. We did get a little bit of a gap at the open, but it's already filled it. Not very significant as far as pips, at least for a gap. Now we are looking for this pair to potentially go as high as 84.25, possibly as low as 81.56. Look for some resistance around 83.35 and look for some support around 82.25. Okay, now looking at the Euro USD pair, this pair rocketed to the upside. We pretty much saw all the pairs just really move quick. We are looking for this pair to continue in that direction, moving to the upside. Look for it to potentially go as high as 125. That's 135.91, possibly as low as 131.14. Look for some resistance around 135.75, and look for some support around 132.50. Now looking at the pound US dollar pair, it closed higher, moved higher, did run right into previous areas of resistance that is now hitting resistance again. We are looking for it to potentially continue moving sideways, potentially moving as high as 159.44, possibly as low as 155.06. Look for some resistance around 158.35. and look for some support around 155.75. Now the US Swiss, this pair moved to the downside, did close lower. Biased is definitely moving to the downside. Look for it to potentially go as high as 1.0006, possibly moving as low as 0.9579. Look for some resistance around 0.9825 and look for some support around 0.9725. Okay, now as far as news analysis go, we have the Reserve Bank of Australia releasing their rate decision for December at 10:30 p.m. Eastern Time tomorrow. Consensus is they're going to hold rates at 4.75%. Now, what am I looking for during this next session? Well, if you go over to the U.S. Canadian dollar pair, I know I typically don't trade this or bring it up too often. I do trade it, but don't bring it up too often. Nonetheless, we do have an area here. If we get a reversal, we could see a potential move to the upside, fairly strong one to bring your attention to it. If you notice here, we have an area of support that became resistance. Looking for it to move, looking for this pair to move to the upside. It did gap a little bit, retrace that gap very quickly. Now it has the potential move up here and look for a buy. If this trade is triggered to the upside, we can see that we have a buy potentially moving up to this point and exiting. Now another area you need to be concerned with is right here. We have an area that was support and then was resistance on our way up. It could very easily stall there and pull back. You're looking at about a 37 pip move. If it goes the full length, about a 60 pip move. So just be aware of that. As far as to the downside, I place my stop right below the low of today so far, which is about a 60 pip change right there, 60 pip move to the downside from the entry. Well, that about wraps us up for today. Until next time, this is Jason Fielder. Good trading.